All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises and glory and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayath, Dawadah, the house of David. All right, so as you know, you got Kim Jong-un, right? Pretty much. Now, this is a few things with Kim Jong-un, right? So pretty much his strength with Russia is becoming unshakable, which is coming unshakable. Now you got Ezekiel 38, which Russia, right, Gog, from the land of Magog, right, is going to be a guard unto these nations. You see, so North Korea, right, you got now in there is Turkey. In Ezekiel 38 is Turkey, Iran, right? You got China that's going to be in there. You got Russia, which I already said that, right? And you got all these other nations. You got these nations that's going to come up against what? Babylon the Great and Israel. You see, right? NATO and the EU are going to shoot off missiles on Babylon the whore. You see? But now you got Kim Jong-un, right, is saying these things right here. So I'm going to play a few videos, right? You see? Now, because Russia is in that they're getting back into that old USSR spirit. You see? The Lord is turning back and putting hooks in their jaw, man. All right? You see? But let's play a few videos, right, of Kim Jong-un, right? And this is the first video I want to play right here.
North Korea and Russia's alliance is returning to the spotlight. Kim Jong-un has thrown his weight behind Russia and extended unshakable support to his counterpart Vladimir Putin. The North Korean Supreme Leader's statement followed Russia's fresh drone attacks on Ukraine. Kim expressed his gratitude to Putin for his congratulatory wishes for recently getting reappointed as President of State Affairs by the country's legislature.
Pyongyang will always be with Moscow. This is our choice and unshakable will. I express my sincere thanks to you for sending warm and sincere congratulations, first on my reassumption of the heavy duty as President of the State Affairs.
Well, ties between Moscow and Pyongyang have grown significantly since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. As Russia faced heavy Western sanctions and isolation over its war, North Korea stepped in to provide diplomatic and strategic support as a crucial ally. Since then, Pyongyang has dispatched ground troops and supplied weapons systems to support Russia's war efforts. Analysts believe the support was provided in return for food supplies and advanced military technology from Russia, deepening the growing ties between the two nations. Well, now, as the Russia-Ukraine war enters its fourth year, North Korea's involvement has drawn global attention. South Korean and Western intelligence agencies estimated that thousands of North Korean troops have been sent to fight for Russia. They were reportedly stationed in the Kursk region. Reports also suggest that North Korea has sent shipments of heavy artillery, missiles and long-range rocket systems to Russia.
Today, the DPRK and Russia are closely cooperating to defend the sovereignty of the two countries.
Well, South Korean estimates suggest that roughly 2,000 North Korean troops have been killed so far, with several thousand others wounded in the ongoing conflict. Pyongyang's unwavering support for Moscow also unfolded against the backdrop of a growing military partnership between the two countries. In June 2024, Putin and Kim signed a pact vowing to provide immediate military assistance if either country came under attack, in what was a significant agreement. Meanwhile, North Korea has stepped up its show of military might through missile tests and displays of advanced weapons.
North Korea is even more suspicious.
See, Joel 3 and 9, right? Proclaim this ye among the heathen, among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. You see? Let all of them come near. That's just roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Matter of fact, we just go get it because they start showing off their military might. You see, now the support of Russia with North Korea is strengthened, man, right? Because during Russia's fight with Ukraine, They sent military. They sent their military fighters over there and helping them out with many different other things. This is all an alliance, man. You see? All right, let me get this here in Joel, the 3rd chapter, the 9th verse, right? It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I'm strong. You see that? All right? So this is all what's going on. Then I got another video for you, brothers, right? About the message that Kim Jong-un has sent to DJ Trump, right? Nero 47. You see? And what he has said to him. We're going to play that video after this.
Of the outside world, because what did they see? Americans attacked Iran when they were conducting talks. It's not a good, incentive to have talks with the United States.
On Tuesday, Kim pledged to irreversibly cement North Korea's nuclear power status, while maintaining a hardline stance towards South Korea, which he described as the most hostile state. He also accused the United States of global state terrorism and aggression amid the raging Iran war. Now the growing alliance between Russia and North Korea is becoming increasingly significant, while geopolitical tensions continue to rise across the globe. The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year.
All right, so as you can see there, right? So let's go here. All right, let's go here. Real quick, matter of fact, let's play this here real quick before we play the video that I want to get, right? Let's play this here. And as you can see, the alliance between North Korea and Russia, all right? All right, so let's go here real quick. Matter of fact, we don't want that. I want the video where. Right, oh, here it is.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un walks into parliament with confidence. State media claims he just won re-election by a landslide with 99.93% of the vote. In front of a packed house in Pyongyang, Kim has a defiant message for President Donald Trump. The United States is now resorting to acts of state-sponsored terrorism and aggression. The hostile forces wanted us to make a different choice, preaching a payment for our giving up of nuclear weapons. But the present situation clearly proves our nuclear possession is irreversible. Kim never names Iran. He doesn't have to. His message to Trump is blunt. When diplomacy fails, only brute nuclear force will do. Ever since the Iran war broke out,
see, and Nero 47 is tripping. He think that North Korea is going to give up their nuclear weapons and nuclear program. Crazy. The Lord is listen, man. Let's go here to Proverbs 21. All right, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And first and foremost, the Lord is hosting the mustereth of the battle that's coming, right? That World War III. You see? So the Lord is in control of this here, man. Okay? All right? You see? Isaiah 13 and verse number 4, it says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as a great noise, as a great people, Salaki, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle. You see that? So the Lord is not, come on, man. This man not going to give up his nuclear, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is behind this thing, man. This is ultimately for the World War III. Because after Jacob's trouble, right, which we in the midst of that thing is going to ramp up. You see? The mark of the beast. We waiting on the major prophecies, the mark of the beast, right? You see, 2nd Ezra 15 and 2nd Ezra 16, all these have to come to pass. You see the insurrection coming up against the men of the Lord. It's Revelation 2 and 10, Revelation 3 and 10, going into concentration camps, the whole world going to be tried. You see, all these things must come to pass. Daniel 12 and 1, you see. All these things have to come to pass before the ultimate World War III. But what? Revelation. Let me get this here. Revelation. Oh, Salakia. Revelation 11 and 14. Right? It says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's why they're preparing their nuclear missiles. That's why they're bringing in all these alliances. You see? Because they're getting ready. They're getting ready, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is behind this thing. The Heavenly Father is a man of war. I read to you Exodus 15 and 3 all the time. I'm not going to go get it, but you should understand that. And the Most High is not a man that he shall lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. You see? Numbers 23 and 19. Isaiah 55 and 11. Okay? You see? Declaring the end from the beginning. Isaiah 46 and 10. All right? The Lord is behind everything that's going on. He's moving the pieces to put this thing together. You see? So let's go and finish this here.
A string of high-profile North Korean weapons tests. This salvo of cruise missiles fired from Kim's flagship destroyer, the Choi-hyun. Days later, a barrage of what state media calls a dozen nuclear-capable rockets. Kim, joined by his daughter and rumored successor in training, the teenager believed to be named Kim Ju-ae. She's even getting behind the wheel of a brand new tank, with her father riding shotgun. Kim and his daughter busy flaunting their firepower. And Russia praising its anti-U.S. partnership with Pyongyang. During coverage of the Iran war, Russian state TV airing footage of North Korean troops training near the Ukrainian front, glorifying soldiers who chose suicide over capture. A clear signal Russia has North Korea's back. And back in Pyongyang, Kim is honoring families of fallen troops, doubling down on nuclear weapons, and telling his military and his people to prepare for war. There are still signs diplomacy is not completely off the table. Just this month, South Korea's prime minister sat down with President Trump in the Oval Office, raising the possibility of another meeting with Kim Jong-un. Trump has made it clear he's open to it, and Kim is signaling he could actually be too, but with one condition. North Korea's nuclear weapons are not up for negotiation. Will Ripley, CNN, Taipei.
All right, so with that right there, I'm going to say shalom.